I have to imagine most people, if they close their eyes and envision what retirement looks like for them, where they're going to be living, it's going to be somewhere that is 70 degrees year round, close access to the beach, and resort-like palm trees lining every single street. I don't know about you, but I think that you are envisioning San Diego. So as someone that's helped hundreds of people move to San Diego, relocate to San Diego, including plenty of retirees and empty nesters, I'm going to break down every single thing that you need to know when considering retiring here in San Diego County. If you don't know me, my name is Dan Parker with the Best Life Home Team, and myself and my team, we specialize in helping people relocate here to San Diego. So if that is something that you could use, if that is some help that you need, feel free to reach out. My contact info is down below. And before we even get started with the positives, let me address the elephant in the room, which is if you were to go on and search best places to retire, you aren't going to see San Diego on the top of just about any list. For example, US News has San Diego ranked 115 out of the 150 best places to retire in the US. 115 out of 150, that's not good. That's kind of a yikes scenario. But if you look at how they're actually using their ranking system, and along with many other ranking systems for where to retire, where are the best places to retire, there's one major category that is an outlier. That's affordability. It's true, and I don't think this is going to be a surprise for a lot of people, but San Diego is recently, in October of 2023, it was ranked the most expensive place to live in the US, above Los Angeles, above Honolulu. Number one most expensive place to live. But let's be real clear on why. It's the affordability here in San Diego, or lack of affordability, is caused primarily because San Diego is an incredibly desirable place to live. And that cost of living that they are considering encompasses a lot more than just housing prices. In fact, San Diego does not have the most expensive housing, but once you include the cost of gas to fill up your car, the cost of energy for your home, the cost of groceries, the cost of healthcare, the cost of insurance, I mean, the list goes on. It all adds up. And if what you're looking for in retirement is somewhere where you can find a modestly priced, maybe $500,000 or even less, single family home, somewhere where you could retire on a budget, it's going to be a challenge here in San Diego. But if you're coming from another expensive metro or another expensive suburb, anywhere around the US, especially if you're coming from somewhere else in California and can transfer your tax basis, more on that later, San Diego might just be a perfect fit for you. So if we put affordability aside, you're left with a lot of positives for living here in San Diego. We have great weather year round for the most part. Yes, it does get colder here in the winter. It gets a little bit rainy in the winter, but not as rainy as other places. We don't have to deal with snow. And even this summer, when it gets hotter, when it gets more warm, it's pretty rare that we have days above like 90, especially over 100 degrees. Maybe a few days a year, but it's not like somewhere like Arizona or Nevada where you're going to get that for months on end. Right now, I'm talking to two different couples that are looking to retire in San Diego. They've been playing this out for a while, and they have their eldest is, a couple of months to around a year from actually leaving their house. So they've been planning this out. The oldest leaves the house. We're going to downsize. We're going to move down to sunny San Diego. And here I'm going to talk about a lot of the reasons why they wanted to move to San Diego. Number one has to do with the outdoor activities. So whether it's beach access, we have a lot of park access, or if you're looking for specific outdoor activities like hikes, biking, pickleball, golf, all of those things are fantastic here in San Diego, especially because we have so many days out of the year where you want to go and be outside. Another reason why they're excited to move here is because they feel like, and this is very true from my experience, their kids and their future grandkids, San Diego is a place that they're going to be excited to go and visit. When our grandparents were still around, they were out in Palm Springs. And yes, that is, it's not a bad place to visit, but it's not San Diego. It's not got everything going on like San Diego has going on. And so what you find is for a lot of our people that have moved here to San Diego, relocated to San Diego, they were kind of taken aback at how often friends and family actually wanted to come visit, because who doesn't want to come out here and visit in San Diego? Another one of the benefits that they really like is the draw to a specific community or region within San Diego County. So you have, you could be more central, closer to downtown, closer to the walkable communities. We have the suburbs in North County that end up being a little bit more peaceful, locals feeling, but you still have access to those coastal communities. If you want to get a little bit more rural, you can go East County. There are a lot of great options out there. And if you want nothing more than somewhat affordable new construction, going down to South Bay, Chula Vista, Otay Mesa, you can have a lot of options down there. And then, of course, one of the reasons why tourists like to be in San Diego, great restaurants, great shopping. We have lots of museums and social activities all over the place. All right, so we talked about some of the good and the bad, and I've done videos on plenty of videos on both of those if you want to go into further detail on the positives and negatives of living here in San Diego County. But if you're looking to move here, to relocate here, understanding the types of homes available and the housing options is going to be really, really important. So just to give you an idea, here is a Redfin search. This is a very okay place to start. They spend a lot of money on their interface to make sure it's really easy to search different homes. So what I like to do is start first with all of San Diego County. You can see how big this is. And what I have set up so far is, well, I guess technically up to 10 million, but I didn't think I had any price in there. A single family house, which is what a lot of people that are retiring in San Diego would like. And then also I put in here single story. So stories 1. You can see we have a lot of options, pretty decent amount of options, pretty well spread out throughout San Diego County. If you're looking for a condo or townhouse, definitely you can find more affordability. But what I like to show people when it comes to this is the price point. You can look online and see what the median price is in San Diego. It changes all the time. But here's a really quick hack or idea for when you're doing this research on your own to get a sense of what homes are going for. And if you put in some basic criteria and then you click on this price tab here, you can see there's a major spike within these two ranges here. So at any point in time, you could come onto Redfin and you could look and see what the majority of homes are going for. Right now, what that price point is around right when it hits $1 million to 1.25. So that's where we're seeing the bulk of the homes is right within that price point. So if you're looking for a single family home and you only have $700,000 budget, you're going to be very, very limited to certain areas. Whereas if you can get up to, let's just say 1.25, it's going to open up a lot more. You can see a lot of these central areas are still not unlocked. A lot of these coastal areas, it's going to be very, very difficult until you get up into the $2 million range is going to be considered luxury in San Diego. That's going to be the top 10% of homes are going to be $2 million and over. So that's one of the big things to consider. Another thing, you can come into filters here, and this is something that you're really going to have to decide on your own. Do you want a single family house in a regular neighborhood, or do you want to go 55 plus? So you can take a look on these search sites on Redfin, Zillow, and see what neighborhoods are going to be 55 and older. And they're going to have the requirements that you have to be 55 or older to live in the property. Now, there's ways if you're married and one of you is over 55, usually you'll still meet the requirements. But for example, if you want your kids to stay with you, if they're having a tough time and they need to live with mom and dad for a little bit, there's going to be restrictions with how many nights out of the year someone that is under 55 can actually stay in your place. You're also going to have access to more amenities. You're going to have a lot more, functions and things to do. Your HOA fees are generally going to be higher, but it's usually going to come with a lot to do and a lot of people to mingle with. And that's one of the big benefits of living in a 55 plus community. You also have the option of looking for some new construction developments. So this is one that is available right now today, California West, Haddington, Costa Vera. This is going to be in Chula Vista, so it's going to be a lot farther south. The site still says starting in the low 700,000s. I think at this point they're closer to 800,000. And then you also have to consider, sure, it might be let's just say a home is $700,000. Generally, most of our clients are buying new construction will put a minimum $20,000 to $30,000 worth of upgrades in the house. So it's something to anticipate. Maybe you will, maybe you won't. If you're okay with carpet everywhere, then you don't have to do something like that. You also have junipers is another option. So as of right now, as of filming today, this is available in Poway. This is a really, really nice community. I like what they're doing here. And so this is starting closer to $1 million. So low 900,000s is what it says here. Realistically, again, you're probably going to be closer to $1 million. We have a few 55 plus specific communities in San Diego. We have right around 50 new construction developments all throughout the county. If you include 55 plus and everything else that's available. And if you want that master list, we have one. So just let me know. Shoot me a DM, shoot me an email, and I can send you our master list for all the new construction that's currently available in San Diego whenever you're watching this video. And of course, we can't have a video on retiring in San Diego without talking about one of the sexiest categories in all of relocation, which is taxes. Trust me, this is going to be worth watching because not only am I going to tell you what you can expect, but also a major, major, major benefit if you are moving from California of moving to San Diego and saving a potentially tremendous amount of money on property taxes. So when you purchase a home in San Diego, what's important to know is that the home value is going to be reassessed based on the change of ownership. So generally it's going to be the price of the home or somewhere around the price of the home. That's what they're going to be basing the new tax basis off of. And it's going to be roughly, depending on what city you end up in, or if there's some additional taxes or Belarus or something like that, it's general rule of thumb is 1.2% of purchase price is what the annual property tax is going to be, or even easier, 0.1% of the purchase price on a monthly basis. So as an example, this home right here is listed at $1.2 million. If you were to buy this home today for exactly $1.2 million, your property tax is going to be roughly $1,200 a month or $14,400 on an annual basis. So that makes it really easy to know on a monthly basis, you basically just drop a couple of zeros. That'd be $1,200 a month is what the property tax is going to be. If you're coming from outside of California or a non-ownership position in California to owning a house, starting from scratch, new ownership, 0.1% of purchase price. That is, unless you're able to transfer your tax basis from another property. So let me tell you one of the biggest benefits of moving from another California city to San Diego. So starting, you should probably know that thanks to Proposition 13 in California, the property tax on your home can only increase on an annual basis at 2%. It can't exceed that unless you change ownership. That means as of today, when I recorded this video, we've seen a rise of property values at 11.4% in San Diego County. During that time, my property tax has only gone up 2% because that's the max that it can go up. Now, not every year you're going to see home values increase at 11% because that would be absolutely absurd, but it doesn't matter. Over time, 10, 20, 30 years, that can mean the property tax that you are paying is only a fraction, a small fraction of what a new homeowner would pay in California. And thanks to Proposition 19, which went into effect recently in April 19th of 2021, and don't worry, there's not gonna be any test of what all these propositions are, but I just wanna give you the history on it. It essentially allows anyone over the age of 55 that owns a primary residence in California to be able to transfer their tax basis to a property of equal or lesser value if that new home is in California. Of course, there are specifics, there are additional people or qualifications for ways that you can qualify. There are timelines that you should know. There are calculations available for purchasing a more expensive property, and it's mostly in your benefit. There's just kind of a proration there on the end. The important aspect is to know if you're over the age of 55 and you currently own a home in California, you have a huge financial benefit when moving to San Diego. And we recently had some clients do just that. They purchased a home down here in San Diego. They transferred their tax basis, and we've been talking together because they're in Northern California. We've been talking together for just over a year to help them plan all of this out, to figure out how does all of this work? How do we make sure we take the right steps? What are the right neighborhoods, the best fit for us? We ended up going on some virtual tours together, and ultimately we got them the perfect home here in North County, San Diego. And if you find yourself in a similar situation, if you are watching this video, if you are considering even somewhat moving to San Diego, but you don't know if it's realistic, you don't know where to start, you don't know what neighborhoods would be a good fit for you, like, let's hop on a call and we can discuss that. The beauty is that's where most of our clients start out, in that research phase. And we specialize in relocation from beginning to end, which starts when you're just starting to plan or just starting to research an area. If you want to know more, my contact info is down below, or you can just go ahead and schedule a discovery session. You get direct access to my calendar, and we'll hop in a 30-minute Zoom call so we can do screen shares and show you some different neighborhoods. Now, you might also be very curious how the recent National Association of Realtors Commission's lawsuit settlement affects buying a house, and how expensive it is to buy a house, and if there are realtor fees when buying a house, and all of that I go into great detail on this video right here. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one.